NLWN-TV now brings you the In the Dugout show. A look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. And now, join us in the dugout.
Hello, and welcome to today's edition of In the Dugout. Rick Olson here in the NLWN-TV studios, and we're getting ready to bring you all the action of today's doubleheader between the 4-1 Eau Claire Cavaliers, who are 2-1 in the CRBL, and the 2-3 Jim Falls Sturgeons from Grudem Field in Jim Falls, Wisconsin. Now, coming up in this edition of In the Dugout, we'll take a look at today's matchup between the Cavaliers and the Sturgeons. Then we'll get Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister's perspective on today's game in the Ryan Bemnister Show. Following that, we'll take a look around the Chippewa River Baseball League to see where things stand so far this season. Also, we'll take a moment to get to know one of this season's Cavalier players in Cavalier Profile. Finally, we'll bring you all the action of today's doubleheader from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. So, it's time to get ready for some baseball action, and we'll do just that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Part-time job, full-time hustle, all-time hero to all of us. You nurture, we listen. You teach, we thrive. You lift our spirits, but we've got to lay down the truth. It's time for you, our Shiro, to stretch for the stars. A free online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Start saving more for retirement so you can feel prepared and live your life to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout. Very shortly, the Eau Claire Cavaliers will face the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a doubleheader from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. The 4-1 Cavaliers, who are 2-1 in the CRBL, are coming off a 10-4 loss to the Osseo Merchants last Wednesday. Leading the way at the plate for the Cavaliers in that game was Gabe O'Brien, who went 2 for 3, scored a run, picked up 2 RBIs, and doubled.
3-2, and the payoff pitch. Fly ball out into center field. Free tag going back, and it's over his head. Bounces off the wall. 1 runs in. Here comes another, and in to score a 2 RBI double for Gabe O'Brien.
Also contributing was Campbell Kapanke, who went 1 for 4, and that hit was the first triple for the Cavaliers of the season.
Trying to keep it so he can barrel up on it, which he does there. Fly ball into right field. It falls in. Diving for it was Matson. It gets past him, goes out to the warning track. Kapanke trying to get to third. This is going to be close, and he slides in safely with a triple.
Cooper Kapanke also went 1 for 4 and doubled.
Cooper Kapanke, the designated hitter at the plate. And a line shot out into right center field. That's going to fall in for a hit. It gets past a diving free tag. Kapanke is going to check in at second, and a run comes in to score.
Ben Boda got his offensive strength going with a run scored and hitting a double.
And the pitch. Fly ball out into right center field. That could find a hole. It does. It's all the way out to the warning track. O'Reilly holds up at third, and Ben checks into second with a double. Ben Boda with a hit that he's been waiting to get.
Now, getting tagged for the loss on the mound for the Cavaliers was Andrew Milner. He went 4 2/3 innings while giving up 7 runs, only 3 of which were earned, on 4 hits while striking out 6 and walking 7. Today, the Cavaliers travel to Jim Falls to take on the Jim Falls Sturgeons in a Chippewa River Baseball League doubleheader. The Sturgeons are coming off a lopsided 23-0 loss to the Tilden Tigers back on May 24th. The Sturgeons, who are 2-3 in the CRBL, are being led at the plate by Mitch Howard, who is batting at a .563 clip. Right behind Howard is Bobby Soren, who's hitting .500. Justin Torman, Jake Eislinger, A.J. Schemenauer, and Tristan Habel round out the Sturgeons, hitting over 300. On the mound, Trevor Bovey and Brendan Merrigan have picked up the 2 wins for the Sturgeons. Bovey has a 1-0 record with an ERA of 3.00, while Merrigan is 1-1 with a 3.75 ERA. Overall, the Sturgeons pitching staff has a combined ERA of 8.05 and a combined WHIP of 2.29. So far this season, leading the way for the Cavaliers at the plate is Cooper Kapanke, and in spite of his recent return to the lineup from the injured list, he hasn't disappointed, going 4 for 7 from the plate, including 2 doubles and 3 RBI for a batting average of .571. He's followed by Gabe O'Brien, who's hitting .500. Josh Garcia rounds out the Cavaliers, hitting over 300 by hitting .308. O'Brien, along with Campbell Kapanke, lead the Cavs in extra base hits, with each picking up 4. O'Brien has 3 doubles and a home run, while Kapanke has 3 doubles and a triple. On the mound, the Cavaliers are being led by Lucas Costley. He's posted a 2-0 record with a 4.72 ERA and has struck out 13 in his 13 1/3 innings pitched. Jackson Vance has a 1-0 record with a 4.50 ERA. As a staff, the Cavaliers have a combined ERA of 3.77 with a WHIP of 1.40. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get manager Ryan Bemnister's perspective as we chat with him on The Ryan Bemnister Show. You're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network bring you some tough semi-pro gridiron action. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, June 10th, when we will bring you the Eau Claire Cowboys taking on the Midwest Warriors from Simpson Field on the UW Eau Claire campus. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-2 begins with Cowboy Kickoff at 3:35 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cowboy football on Saturday, June 10th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2.
The Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire presents The Ryan Bemnister Show, where Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister gives us his perspective on today's game. And now, The Ryan Bemnister Show.
Once again, we're at the Goat Coffee House talking with Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. And Ryan, today the Cavaliers are going to try to keep pace with the front-running Osseo Merchants. But before we talk about that matchup, back on Wednesday, the Cavs dropped a game to those same Merchants, 10-4. Your comments about that game?
I thought we played okay. It was the first game that we didn't play exceptional. Pitching was all right. Hitting was okay. We got a couple of guys that are struggling to play right now. I don't think it helped that we committed 3 errors. I think there was 4 errors, but there's 3 errors in the game that led to, I think it was 5 or 6 unearned runs. And when you look at the difference in the game, it was 10-4. That's what hurt us the most.
Right. Now, in that game, Gabe O'Brien picked up 2 hits. Jackson Vance, both Kapankes, and Ben Boda each got 1, but the rest of the lineup was pretty well shut down. Now, was that a result of outstanding pitching by Merchants pitcher Alex Byam? Or if not, what can be done to get the rest of those bats going?
Well, Byam's a heck of a pitcher, I'll tell you that, to begin with. I mean, there's a combination of probably the 2 things you mentioned there. They had really good pitching. He was spot on that night. He was blowing everything by, keeping everybody on their toes. The couple of guys that are struggling right now, I saw improvements in their at-bats as the night went on. Let's put it that way. I talked afterwards to a couple of the players where they were upset about how they're struggling, and I said, yeah, but you had positive things happen at the plate. You're coming around, everybody goes in the slumps. We just had a few guys slump at the same time at the wrong time. So I think they're going to come around. We're going to get in the cage here probably the next couple of days with a couple of guys. I know they've been working with each other on certain things, but we're just going to get in the cage and just kind of work and tweak a few things out. But all in all, I see positives with everybody's at bat.
Now, in spite of those struggles, I think about a young player like Campbell Kapanke, who, of the hits that he's got this year, and he's actually batting pretty well, all but won our extra bases, including the triple that he got.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing with that kid there. It's almost like feast or famine with him, which is fine and dandy. And he comes up in big moments for us and stuff like that. So it's good to see somebody like himself get that and stay. And that's what we want from these guys. If it's one positive at bat, it's one positive run, whatever it is, just get one positive. And that's kind of what we're looking for.
Because you get one, then you got a chance of building on it.
Yes. It just rolls over and rolls over and rolls over. So I have a feeling a couple of guys that have been struggling after this game at Osseo, when we play our next couple of games, I'm going to see those guys start. Those ground balls are going to turn into base hits. Those line drives are going to turn into doubles.
Now the Cavaliers were in the game, keeping it within striking distance until the 5th inning, when a couple of errors allowed the Merchants to score. They sent 10 batters to the plate that inning, scored 4 unearned runs. And from our vantage point, it almost seemed as though the Cavaliers may have been pressing a bit too much. Got a little behind and started pressing. Your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think they were 100%. I agree with that. They knew the importance of the game, and I think it just, at that point, it got to them when 1 came through, then 2 came through, then 3. Then you can see it like the game slipping away, and we got to find a way to tighten up. And then tightening up is never good in baseball. You want to stay loose when you're playing baseball. Mm-hmm. And I fully believe that's what happened. And it was mostly our infield, middle, which is smooth and as silk. Those guys are, and they just
all of a sudden they're getting handcuffed by routine balls.
Yes, and that's what happened. And it was unfortunate for them, but I think we can learn from it. I think we can build on it. I think we're a better team than that, so I'm not worried about it at all.
Now, I don't mean to pick on Campbell any in this game, but that situation right after his triple, Cole Timon comes up and he hits a hard shot to the third baseman, and I think everybody in the world thought that ball was getting through.
Yeah.
But the cardinal rule in base running is make sure it's through the infield before you break. And, what happened there?
Well, Campbell and I were having a little conversation, and we saw where the third baseman was playing. He was playing way back. So I'm like, hey, they're surrendering the run on the left side of the infield for sure. I said, as soon as that ball's hit, we're going to score. I said, it's either going to get through if it comes over here. If it gets by third base, you're going home, because he was playing back so hard, so far. The unfortunate thing, and it seemed like that, I think I said to you in post game, like I walked across a black cat or something. I don't know what, but we had bad luck that night, and that ball was hit so hard. And it was a perfect hop to that third baseman where he could field it up high and throw straight home. And that's what happened. And it
wasn't even close.
No, not even close. And it's because of how hard the ball was hit and how it was fielded that we had unfortunate event. It ridiculously was. I told my wife on the way home, and I talked to her. I'm like, I think I did something wrong in the universe. Everything we tried to do right, we did wrong, and everything that went wrong went even worse.
And that actually was a really big play, because you guys score the first run of the game if Campbell scores, and it's a whole different atmosphere there, and who knows what happens then.
Well, yeah, and you can see Osseo built off of that. I mean, you get a runner on third base, nobody out like that, and you get that guy at home plate, that just builds your momentum. That just, raises the morale for them, and it kind of deflated us for a little bit, and we honestly probably didn't recover from that one play.
All right, now today, the Cavaliers have the opportunity to right the ship with a doubleheader against the Jim Falls Sturgeons, who are currently sitting at 2 wins and 3 losses. What can you tell us about the Sturgeons?
We played them pretty tough last year. I think we took them for the 2 games we played. My memory's not very good. They have good pitching. I'm not sure about their batters that they brought back this year. Everybody in this league has gotten younger and has gotten better. So we're going to approach it as a better team than we saw last year.
And they handed you a defeat opening game last year.
That's right. We lost in the first.
Of course, it was in a swamp.
That was the weather game. Oh, thanks for reminding me of that one. Yeah, I went home wet that day. And we're going to be there for the 2 games, and they're going to be hard-fought games. We're going to hope to come out on the top. I mean, I guess we got to bounce back from this Wednesday game.
And this is a good opportunity to do that. The Sturgeons are prepared, but they're not the Osseo Merchants.
No, and being the Cavs, we already know no matter who we play, we're going to get their best pitchers, their best effort. Everybody wants to beat us for whatever reason it is. but everyone wants to throw their best stuff at us. So we got to be prepared every single game we go into. So we are not overlooking Jim Falls or anybody else when we play them. We're approaching it the same way we would approach playing Osseo or Tilden or anybody else in our division or anybody else in the league. It's a must-win situation every game we go out there and play for the CRBL.
So who's getting the call to the mound for the Cavs?
Well, I'm looking game one, hoping Lucas Cosley's going to be well rested from Monday's game. So we're going to go him number one, and I'm probably going to go Jalen Pascal in the number 2 game. But we're getting a couple of guys that need to be on the mound a little bit more time. So Tyson Allen's going to be on the ready, probably in game 1, and Xavier's going to be ready on the game 2.
Well, Ryan, good luck on today's game. Hopefully the Cavaliers can bounce back and stay right in that race for the CRBL South.
I hope so.
You've been tuned to the Ryan Bempnister Show presented by the Goat Coffee House on Water Street in Eau Claire, with Cavalier manager Ryan Bempnister's outlook on today's game. Stay tuned. More of In the Dugout is coming right up.
Honey, the kids are antsy. What can we do that will keep all of us entertained and won't break the bank?
How about we take them to the Cavaliers game? Tickets are inexpensive, there's popcorn, hot dogs, and other baseball treats, and great baseball action.
That's right, Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball, your best choice for affordable family entertainment. Check out the schedule at www.eauclaircavaliers.org.
Welcome back to In the Dugout, as we're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's doubleheader between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Jim Falls Sturgeons. The Cavaliers were defeated on Wednesday by the Osseo Merchants by a score of 10-4. In other Chippewa River Baseball League action from last Wednesday, the Beef River Bullfrogs came from behind to defeat the Augusta Athletics 5-3, and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks picked up their first league win of the season over the Bloomer Woodticks 5-4. That leaves the league standings as follows. In the north, the 4-2 Tilden Tigers have moved into first place, just a half a game ahead of the 3-2 Bloomer Woodticks. The Jim Falls Sturgeons at 2-3 are a game and a half back, while the Cadott Red Sox and the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks are tied at 1-3 and are 2 games off the pace. In the south, the unbeaten 5-0 Osseo Merchants hold down the top spot, while the Eau Claire Rivermen are just 1 game back at 4-1. The Eau Claire Bears and the Eau Claire Cavaliers are tied for third at 2-1, just 2 games off the pace, while the Beef River Bullfrogs and the Augusta Athletics are tied at 1-5 and are 4.5 games behind. In addition to the Cavaliers doubleheader at Jim Falls, other CRBL games scheduled for today include the Eau Claire Rivermen, and they're going to play 2 at Bloomer against the Woodticks. The Cadott Red Sox will travel to Altoona for a doubleheader against the Eau Claire Bears. The Osseo Merchants will host the Chippewa Falls Lumberjacks, and the Tilden Tigers will travel to Strum to take on the Beef River Bullfrogs in a twin bill. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get to know one of this season's Cavalier players on Cavalier Profile. You're tuned to In the Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday, June 7th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers hosting the Holman Features from Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 7:05 p.m. That's live Cavalier baseball on Wednesday, June 7th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Time now to get to know a Cavalier player on Cavalier Profile. We'll get to know a little better who plays on this year's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball team. And now, Cavalier Profile.
exactly. You have to. Green, because they well, I mean, but I don't know, Brewer player, maybe Ryan Braun, you know, minus the steroid era.
Okay.
Growing up, I'd probably have to say Big Bang Theory, maybe.
Okay.
Growing up, Scooby-Doo.
And,
This has been Cavalier Profile, where we get to know a little better who plays on the Cavalier baseball team. Stay tuned, more in the dugout coming right up.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
welcome back to In the Dugout. Today, the Cavaliers face off twice against the Jim Falls Sturgeons. The Cavaliers are trying to keep pace with the South Division front-running Osseo Merchants, while the Sturgeons are trying to keep up with the Tilden Tigers in the north. Keys to today's game include, can the Cavalier pitching demonstrate the lights-out strength they showed in the first 4 games of the season? And can the Cavalier bats catch fire throughout the roster? Now, the last time the Cavs played here at Grudem Field, the weather was so wet and the field conditions so sloppy that the Cavaliers dropped a game that they felt they should have won. And that leaves a bit of a sour taste in their mouths. Now, for some of the Cavaliers who were here last season, a little payback could be in order. So we have some exciting Cavalier baseball for you right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Now, in just a moment, I'll be joining the rest of our broadcast crew at Grudem Field in Jim Falls as we bring you all the action of today's doubleheader between the Eau Claire Cavaliers and the Jim Falls Sturgeons. That's coming up next. You've been tuned to The Dugout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching the In the Dugout show with a look at today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. This has been a presentation of NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Eau Claire Cavalier baseball. It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help when your computer decides to not cooperate. It can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball is on the air. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV proudly brings you today's Eau Claire Cavalier game. Join us as we follow the Cavs while they battle their way through the Chippewa River Baseball League.
Fly ball into left field. Could it be? Could it be? Way back. Toss the fence and it's out of here. It's a 3-run home run and the Cavaliers take the lead.
And now, out to the ballpark for coverage of today's game.
And good afternoon. Welcome to Grudem Field here in Jim Falls, Wisconsin on a hot 83 hazy day. We got a little bit of that Canadian smoke coming down, and well, I don't know what they're smoking up there in Canada, but they're sure sharing it with us lately. And Rick Olson here, along with Dan Petchow, Ann Monroe on the computer, and right up above us is Cassie Johnson Nelson on the camera, and she's going to bring us all kinds of great shots of today's game between the Cavaliers and the Jim Falls Sturgeons. Cavs taking infield, and while they do that, Dan, why don't you tell us who's playing in today's game?
Yeah, here's the starters for the Jim Falls. They're going to go with their right fielder, number 19, Evan Dennis. Batting second will be their left fielder, number 29, Austin Sikora. Batting third will be their center fielder, number 22, Tristan Hobley. Batting fourth will be their catcher, number 25, Bobby Soren. Batting fifth will be their third baseman, number 11, Jake Esslinger. Batting sixth will be their second baseman, number 2, Ryan Krummenauer. Batting seventh will be their shortstop, number 10, Mitch Howard. Batting eighth will be their first baseman, number 21, Pete Thaler. Batting ninth will be their pitcher, Brendan Merrigan. And on the mound will be Brendan Merrigan. For the Cavaliers, batting first will be their third baseman, number 14, Josh Garcia. Batting second will be their second baseman, number 6, Caden Erickson. Batting third will be their right fielder, number 20, Jack Redwine. Batting fourth will be their first baseman, number 7, Cooper Kapanke. Batting fifth will be the left fielder, number 27, Campbell Kapanke. Batting sixth will be their center fielder, number 4, Xavier Benminster. Batting seventh will be their catcher, number 19, Cole Tyman. Batting eighth will be their designated hitter, number 14, Luke Erickson. Batting ninth will be their shortstop, number 17, Ben Boda. And batting 10th will be their extra hitter, number 13, Connor O'Reilly, with number 8, Lucas Cosley on the mound.
And we should mention that our Geno's player of the game today is Ben Boda. And that means if you go out to Geno's Pizza, I should say when you go out to Geno's Pizza tomorrow, you mention Ben's name and you'll get yourself a free soft drink, courtesy of the fine folks out at Geno's. And if Ben comes through and scores a run today, well, then that free drink turns itself right into a free appetizer for your table. And as Ann has said many times, they've got really good appetizers out at Geno's. You know, the pizza's not bad out there either, Dan.
Yeah, had a few slices out there.
Yeah, they've got some pretty nice Zada sink your teeth into, but we're glad to have Geno's on board to help bring you Cavalier baseball this summer. Brendan Merrigan, the pitcher for the Sturgeons, comes into the game with a 1-win, 1-loss record and a 3.75 earned run average. He's pitched 12 innings so far this year. He's got 11 strikeouts and 9 base on balls. And for those of you at home, it's a pretty darn good job if you're averaging a strikeout per inning. And so he's been right around the plate throwing strikes is what that's saying. Lucas Costley on the mound for the Cavs is throwing 13 1/3 innings. He's got a 4.72 ERA, 2-0 record. In that 13 1/3 innings, he's got 13 strikeouts, so also averaging right around a strikeout per inning, which is exactly what you want to see. Cavaliers just wrapping up their infield practice. And that was punctuated by a throw down the foul territory by Cooper Kapanke. He's been playing this game long enough. He knows not to let that sweat him any too much. So we're just about ready to get things going here in Jim Falls. We've got an umpire heading out. And I'll tell you what, as the managers still need to meet at home plate with the umpire, and so we're going to take a brief timeout. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple? Chop the pineapple.
Nope. I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope. I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
And we're back here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls on a warm, toasty Sunday afternoon. 2 games today, Dan. We get to double it up. And both are 7-inning. They just had the meeting at home. Looks like we're going to do this with one umpire.
Yeah, it looks like Cavaliers can jump on this first game and be back in the hunt here for the playoffs.
Absolutely. Oh, there looks like another umpire arriving. There he is. Now we've got our crew. I'm starting to worry. Doing a game with one umpire is tough. It's been done and can be done, but it's a tough job. And now the other one shows up.
He would have had to use our binoculars.
Probably. And I was using them to look down into the bullpen of the Sturgeons while the Cavs were taking infield. We didn't have a number for Brendan Merrigan, and I was trying to read his number as he was warming up down there. And, well, the number I thought was Brendan Merrigan wasn't. Yeah, it is.
Number
They
18.
have number 18, but they also have a number 18 out there in right field. According to the lineup sheet, it said 19. But I thought that said 18 as he ran out there. So maybe they have two of them. One's tall, one is not. So Brendan Merrigan on the mound warming up. Dan is busily looking. He's trying to look through the screen and see the numbers of the guy out at right field. That's Evan Dennis, by the way.
Yeah, number 19.
It is 19, okay. See, you've got the binoculated good eyes, and I've got these progressive lens. If I tip my head one way, who knows what number comes up. Taking a look at the Sturgeons defensively around the infield, Esslinger is at third, Howard at short, Krummenauer at second, and Pete Thaler is at first. Bobby Soren behind the plate, and Merrigan is on the mound. In the outfield, going from left to right, is Sikora, Hobley, and Dennis. Due up for the Cavaliers to get things started is Josh Garcia, Caden Erickson, and Jack Redwine. So coming up to the plate is Josh Garcia. He's hitting .308 on the season. And we're just about ready to get things going. He's 4 for 13 to bat .308. And the first pitch, ground ball over to short, picked up by Howard, throw over to first, and it gets past Thaler at first base, and safe at first with an error is Josh Garcia. Charge that error to the shortstop, Mitch Howard. That's going to bring up Caden Erickson, batting .264, playing second base today. Swing and a foul tip back into the glove for strike one. Garcia looks like he's ready to try to take second. Merrigan, there it goes. Garcia, and he's going to be dead. He tried to time the jump, and Merrigan turned and threw straight over to second base. So one down, and now nobody on. Merrigan winds and delivers. That's outside, ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the wind and the 1-1 pitch. That's high. 2 balls and a strike. Wind and the 2-1 pitch. That's low. Count goes to 3-1. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 4. Caden Erickson draws the walk. It's going to bring up Jack Redwine. Redwine hitting .182. He's also scored a run. Pitch is outside for a ball.
11 at-bats.
And the pitch. Fly ball out into left field. Drifting back and making the catch is Sikora. That's going to bring up Cooper Kapanke. Cooper batting .571.
Runner on first, 2 down.
He has 3 RBIs.
And the pitch. High pop up. Shallow center field. And the catch is made by Sikora. So for the Cavaliers, no runs on no hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base. We've played a half inning, and it's the Cavaliers nothing, and Jim Falls Sturgeons coming to bat. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
I love the pizza we get when we go to Gino's Pizza.
That's because Gino's has been voted best pizza in the Chippewa Valley 5 years in a row.
I think it's because Gino's uses the freshest ingredients, premium quality meats, cheeses, savory spices, and zesty toppings, and all served with attention to detail.
Now you're making me hungry. Let's head to Gino's Pizza.
Scott and the rest of the folks at Gino's Pizza would like to invite you to come out and try the area's best pizza. Call about Monday through Wednesday dine-in specials at 715-835-2000. That's Gino's Pizza at 5110 Fairview Drive, Eau Claire, right next to Chaos Water Park.
Back here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls, Wisconsin. Jim Falls, probably most famous for the Sturgeon Fest. And you can come up here and eat some sturgeon and other fish.
I don't think I've ever had sturgeon. What would it be like?
I don't know if I ever have.
What if it tastes like chicken?
I think
cod with an accent.
Ann says it tastes like cod with an accent. I think, Dan, that might mean a road trip.
Yeah.
We may have to make a return trip here to Jim Falls. I know that in years past they've had a little carnival come into town and all the things that local celebrations have. On the mound for the Cavaliers, Lucas Costley. Costley with a 2-0 record, 4.72 ERA. Defensively for the Cavaliers, around the infield, Garcia's at third, Boda at short. Erickson is over at second. And Cooper Kapanke is at first. Costley on the mound. Timon behind the plate. Out in left field is Campbell Kapanke. Xavier Bemnister in center, and Redwine is in right. Costley delivers. Strike called. Fastball right down the middle of the plate. It's kind of a nice sound, that pop in the glove when Costley comes through with that fastball. And another strike on the outside corner. Costley looking in and delivers. That one's just outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Evan Dennis comes in with a .250 batting average. Curveball just missed. Costley at the belt. And delivers. High pop up, and that's going to be out of play. On the left side. Evan Dennis steps back in. Costley looks in for the sign and delivers. Strike 3 called. That's going to bring up Austin Sikora Sikora looking for his first hit of the season. So Costley looking in. And delivers. Just missed. 1 ball. We don't have a good view of inside outside here because we're off to the side a bit. Pretty close to the same shot that you're getting on your screen. That one caught the outside corner. We get a little help from Cole Timon and the way he frames the plate. One ball and 1 strike to Austin Sikora. Costley fires his foul back into the screen. 1-2. Very light breeze. It's blowing pretty much straight out to left field. And inside our broadcast booth, that one missed down low. It's blowing from left to right here because it's aided by a fan. There's the pitch. High pop foul out of play.
Thinking, nope, it wasn't us. I
Nope.
was waiting for the top of the trailer.
Cassie would have caught it up there. Two balls, 2 strikes, and the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That's going to bring up Tristan Hobley. Hobley batting 313, playing center field. Costley looks in and delivers. Strike called. Belt high on the inside edge of the plate. There's the pitch. Just missed inside, about letter high. One ball, 1 strike. 2 down, and the 1-1 pitch. That missed inside. It's 2-1. Costley delivers. Strike called on the outside third of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the first inning. No score from Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Here's the pitch. Short pop up, and it's going to fall in. Throw to first in time for the out. Costley did let it fall, but he picked it up and fired over to Kapanke at first for the out. So, for the Sturgeons, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We've completed 1, and we have no score from Jim Falls on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. prediabetes does. 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, but with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. And you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Back here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls, heading into the top of the second inning. No score. Due up for the Cavaliers, Campbell Kapanke, Xavier Bemnister, and Cole Timon. Campbell stepping to the plate, batting .278. And all he hits are extra base hits. He's got 4 of them so far. 3 doubles and a triple.
And 4 RBIs.
Swing and a miss for strike 1. Here's the wind and the pitch.
Broken bat.
So he gets a new piece of lumber and steps back into the batter's box. And a foul ball. It hit the slide over on the playground equipment, off on the right side. Pitch is low. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Campbell Kapanke. There's the wind, the 2-2 pitch. Foul back into the screen. One of the things we've noticed here at Jim Falls before is it's not very far back to the screen from home plate. And there's the overhang on the screen. If they pop a foul up a little behind the plate, it may come right back down at them just as hard as it went up. Here's the pitch. Down low. Count goes full. Merrigan winds and the payoff pitch. Fly ball. Shortstop. Coming in, making the catch is Mitch Howard. It's going to bring up Xavier Bemnister. Xavier batting .286. Foul ball out of play on the right side. You know, we were talking when we got here. Cassie was asking if where she parked her car was going to be safe. And I said, you know, the parking here is fairly close. And we have a line shot out into right field. Bemnister gets the first hit of the game. And that's going to bring Cole Timon to the plate. And I said to Cassie, I don't think there is any place here that's a safe place to park your car. You got a pretty good shot at having a chance at getting a ball, which is why I rolled down all the windows in my car, including the sunroof. I figure a dent is one thing, replacing glass is another. And the first pitch at the letters is a strike, fastball for Cole Timon. Cole's the Iron Man on the Cavalier squad. Hey, he hits a sharp one over to short, flip to second for 1, throw to first, and it's wild. They airmailed the one to first. So Timon is on a fielder's choice. So 2 down brings up Luke Erickson, the designated hitter. And we have a courtesy runner coming in for Timon. That's Cade Mueller. And the first pitch to Erickson is a called strike. You know, Dan, I'm going to make a command decision here that if Cole Timon is ever our Geno's player of the game, his courtesy runner will count as scoring a run.
Sure.
That if his courtesy runner comes around and scores, that would be good enough. Hey, that just became unanimous down here. Dan says sure, and goes, I like this idea. And the pitch, check swing outside for a ball.
Yeah,
2 balls and a strike.
That decision didn't take long.
No. I didn't run it by Scott out at Geno's, but I don't think he'd have an issue with it. Pitch to Erickson, check swing strike. At the letters.
7 at-bats for Luke.
And the pitch to Erickson. Fly ball out to right field. Heading over there is Dennis. It's foul territory. And out of play. Count holds at 2-2. Boy, he sent that for a ride. Straightens that out. It had a shot.
Yeah, and Mueller got a big jump on that one, too.
Mueller takes his lead at first. And the pitch. Fly ball out to center field. Coming in his hobbly. And he makes the catch. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We've played an inning and a half and still no score from Jim Falls on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
So we're back here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls. If you've not made the trip up here to Jim Falls, it's a nice drive along the Chippewa River, very scenic. And of course the big power dam here at Jim Falls, but the area just above the dam is a really pretty area as well. Lots of fishing opportunities. And Jim Falls is right along the Chippewa River Trail. Or no, this is the Old Abe Trail, isn't it? Yeah, this is the Old Abe Trail. Goes from Chippewa Falls up to Cornell. And Jim Falls is right on that. In fact, it's less than a block behind us. I've seen people riding by pretty much the entire time we've been here. It's a blacktop trail all the way up to Brunei Island State Park. When Ann and I have ridden that trail, we found that riding it from Cornell to Chippewa makes more sense. Leading off for the Sturgeons is Bobby Soren, batting .500 on the season. And he hits a fly ball out into right field, heading over there, and it falls out of play. In foul territory is Jack Redwine. So nothing but a loud strike. And he hits a fly ball out into center field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. And Soren singles. First hit of the day for the Sturgeons. It's going to bring up Jake Esslinger, batting .353. And we have a courtesy runner on first.
Number 13.
And we don't have a 13 because that used to belong to Evan Dennis. So we're going to have to find out who that is. And the first pitch is a called strike to Esslinger. And the pitch, strike called. Costley's pitch, line shot out into left field. Moving over is Kapanke, and it's a foul ball. Esslinger gave it a shot. And the pitch, swing and a miss for strike three. That's the third strikeout for Costley. It's going to bring up Ryan Krummenauer, the second baseman, batting .263. So one out, one on. Costley at the belt. And the pitch is inside for a ball. Costley peeks over at first. And the 1-0 pitch is high for ball two. So Dan went and found out for us that Joe Blum is the runner at first, the courtesy runner. I didn't even have Joe Blum on my roster. Three balls and no strikes to Ryan Krummenauer. Costley looking in, and he delivers. Strike called. Count goes to 3-1. Krummenauer pretty much taking all the way on that one. Costley's 3-1 pitch. Strike called at the knees. Costley trying to battle back. Full count. Blum takes the lead at first. And the pitch. Fouled back into the screen. Count holds at 3-2. Lucas Costley at the belt and the payoff pitch, and they call ball four. So with one out, we have a runner at second in Joe Blum. And Krummenauer's on first. Brings up Mitch Howard. Howard batting .563 on the season. Strike called on the outside third of the plate. Costley peeks at second. Now delivers. Ground ball right back to Costley. It went through his glove, and nobody's going to make the play. Probably make that an error on the pitcher. And that puts the bases loaded. Jim Falls mounting a bit of a threat here as Pete Thaler comes to the plate. Thaler batting 167. And the pitch, it gets away from Timon, bounces straight up in the air. Timon gets on it right away. 1 ball, no strikes. Cavs have the corners up. Middle infield playing back. Line shot, caught by Erickson. That's why when you play the corners up, you play the middle of the infield back, and you get the line shot right to you. That's going to bring up Brendan Merrigan, the pitcher. And according to our information, this is his first at bat. And first pitch is a strike. Bases loaded, 2 down. Pitch is a little low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Costley at the belt. Now he delivers. Strike called on the outside third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. Foul back into the screen. And the count remains 1-2. And evidently our stats were correct. Somebody from the Sturgeons dugout said, not bad for your first at bat. And the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Costley works his way out of a jam, and the Sturgeons no runs on 1 hit. There was 1 Cavalier error, and the bases were left jammed. So we've completed 2, and there's still no score from Jim Falls on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Let Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comro provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family. Yeah, Ann was just talking about how she was trying to watch the shadow of the ball as it was coming across home plate, and I think we decided it's a Peter Pan moment, that because you can't see the shadow as it's coming across, and I figure it's moving faster than the shadow or something.
Well, yeah, if you look, the shadows of the player are almost underneath them.
Yeah, and as you watch, it's really hard to pick up the shadow of the ball, and I think we need Wendy Darling to sew the shadow back onto the ball like she had to do for Peter Pan. So, due up in the third inning for the Cavaliers, our Geno's player of the game, Ben Boda. He'll be followed by Connor O'Reilly, and then back to the top of the order with Josh Garcia. Don't forget, you mentioned Ben Boda's name when you go out to Geno's tomorrow, and you get a free soft drink. And if he should find a way to score today, get yourself a free appetizer. It's all out at Geno's Pizza by Highway 53 and I-94, right next to Action City. Brendan Merrigan fires, and it's fouled back into the screen. Boda hitting 125. Looking to get his bat on untracked.
16 at bats, 1 RBI.
Here's the wind in the pitch. Pop up, foul territory, but in play, moving over and not able to make the catch is Thaler. So Boda stays alive. No balls and 2 strikes. And the 0-2 pitch. Line shot straight up the middle. Diving stop made by Howard, but he does not have a play. It's going to be an infield hit for Boda.
Yeah, great stop there by Howard.
Yeah, he made a diving attempt and got right back to his feet. Boda scurried down to first and got on base. Brings up Connor O'Reilly, and O'Reilly batting 111. Pitch is high for a ball. Merrigan at the belt. And the pitch. Runner goes, throw down to second. And in safely is Boda. Two balls, no strikes to O'Reilly. Now Boda in scoring position. Maybe we should call that appetizingly close to home. Chop foul on the third base side. 2-1 now to Connor O'Reilly. Merrigan looks in. Check swing ball down low. Three balls and a strike. Merrigan looking in for the sign. Now he peeks over at second. 3-1 pitch. Line shot down the third base line for a fair ball. Rounding third. Coming in to score is Ben Boda as O'Reilly checks in at second with a double, and that did not take long. Ben Boda just got you an appetizer out at Geno's Pizza. Give Garcia or O'Reilly an RBI. And the first pitch to Garcia is a called strike. And the pitch. High hopper out towards short. Fielded there by Howard. Throw over to first, and they got him. Just a bang-bang play at first. So with one down, runner at third. Garcia did move the runner over, so now we have a runner at third with less than 2 outs. Caden Erickson at the plate. Erickson drew a walk in his last appearance. And the first pitch is low for a ball. Wind in the pitch. Line shot foul down the third baseline. O'Reilly had to make like a skinny person and not be in the way of that one. That would have hurt, Dan.
that would have zipping.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Line shot out into left field for a base hit. O'Reilly comes in to score. Coming into second is Erickson. So Erickson doubles to left with an RBI. Scoring O'Reilly, and the Cavs go on top 2-0. It's going to bring up Jack Redwine. Redwine flew to left his last time up. Here's the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. You know, Dan, Redwine just has the build of somebody who, when he finally starts getting a hold of these balls, they're going to fly out right field. Chopper foul down the first base line.
Yeah, I think if he can get a hold of one here, it's like that wind's drifting a little to the left to right. I think he could get it out.
Very little breeze out there on the field. The dust that gets kicked up is just kind of drifting straight up. Merrigan at the belt and the pitch. Fly ball out to right field. It's going a long way. It's off the fence on the fly. Here comes Erickson around to score, and Redwine slides into second with a double. That's exactly what we were just talking about, Dan.
Yeah, he caught that one right in the meat of the bat there.
I guess that's what they mean when you're going to barrel up on the ball. And Redwine is dropping off some batting gloves for Coach Ryan Bemnister. As he heads back over to second. Cooper Kapanke at the plate. Popped out to left his first time up. Grounds it foul on the third base side. Here's the pitch. Check swing low. And it's chopped foul right back to the screen. Well, you can tell dust is getting kicked up. Some of our stuff is starting to feel a little gritty in here. Here's the pitch, and that one's in the dirt. Gets back to the screen, and Redwine checks in at third. One out. Runner at third. 3 runs in for the Cavs. Here's the wind and the pitch. That's high. Count is now full at 3-2.
Yeah, with a short backstop, it'll be tough for runners to get in if they try to steal.
Here's the wind and the pitch. Chopper foul off the plate. Yeah, especially to try and score on a wild pitch. It's a tough one here. Unless you get a high bounce or something. Merrigan going back to the windup with the runner on third. Foul back into the screen. Kapanke got a hold of it, a little piece of it. One down, runner on third. Here's the payoff pitch. Fly ball, left field, and it's foul.
Yeah, good battle here.
This is how you protect the plate. Three balls, two strikes, runner on third, one out, and the payoff pitch, it's in the dirt for ball four. Kapanke draws a walk. He won that battle. It's going to bring up Campbell Kapanke, who popped out to short his first time up. Cooper and I were talking a little before the game, and I was talking about the two Kapankes batting back to back, and he said, yeah, they're saving the better one for second. He had some nice things to say about his brother. Fouls it back into the screen for a strike one. Merrigan delivers, and another foul ball for strike two. Merrigan at the belt. And the pitch. Ground ball right over to short. Tossed to second for one. Throw to first. It's not going to be in time. So Campbell Kapanke gets an RBI. Grounds into fielder's choice. Got it back. There we go. We lost our audio power there for just a minute. Circuit breaker on the switch must have popped. But anyway, we now have Campbell Kapanke at second, as Xavier Bemnister is at the plate with two down. Here's the pitch. Slow for a ball. Merrigan's 2-2 pitch. All right, was a payoff pitch, I guess, because Bemnister draws the walk. And it's going to bring up Cole Timon. He grounded into a fielder's choice, short to second in his last time up. Cavaliers have two down and runners at first and second. And the pitch. That's high. Runner takes off for third, and they got him there. Campbell Kapanke throwing out, trying to steal third. So, for the Cavaliers, though, they picked up 4 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors, and 1 left on base. We've played 2.5, and it's the Cavaliers 4 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons nothing as you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, Let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
Let NLWN-2 and the Northern Light Webcasting Network bring you some tough semi-pro gridiron action. Our next broadcast will be on Saturday, June 10th, when we will bring you the Eau Claire Cowboys taking on the Midwest Warriors from Simpson Field on the UW Eau Claire campus. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-2 begins with Cowboy Kickoff at 3:35 p.m. That's live Eau Claire Cowboy football on Saturday, June 10th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-2.
Back here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls, Cavaliers now have opened up a 4-0 lead in the third inning. Heading into the bottom of the third, top of the order for the Sturgeons, Evan Dennis, Austin Sikora, and Tristan Hobley. Evan Dennis struck out looking his first time up. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike one from Lucas Costley. Costley delivers, foul back into the screen. It's 0-2. Costley at the belt and delivers. Strike three called. That's the second time Dennis has gone down looking. It's going to bring up Austin Sikora. Fifth strikeout of the game for Costley. Sikora went down swinging last time up. It's a foul ball. Back towards Cassie up above us here. I didn't hear any screaming. Must have been okay.
Yeah, we'd lose sight of it pretty quick if it's a foul ball here.
And the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike two. Costley looking in, and the pitch. That's a little bit low. Trying to get him to chase that one. Sikora wasn't biting, though. Costley at the belt and delivers. Strike three called. So Sikora goes down looking, brings up Tristan Hobley. Grounded back to Costley his first time up. Actually, it was a pop-up that Costley let fall, and then he picked it up and threw it over to first. And he delivers. Line shot to Kapanke, right into his glove to Cooper over there at first base. So,
The Sturgeons go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We've completed 3, and it's the Cavaliers 4 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Royal Credit Union's low rates and flexible terms on auto loans can help keep your payments low. Get a great rate on your next car or truck purchase, or refinance an existing vehicle with an auto loan from Royal Credit Union. Royal also offers loans for buying or refinancing boats, UTVs, and other vehicles. Royal Credit Union wants to help keep your payments low. Check rates and apply for a Royal Credit Union vehicle loan online at rcu.org/autorate. Subject to credit approval.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize, and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
And we're back here at Grudem Field in Jim Falls. Cole Timon coming back to the plate. He was at bat when Campbell Kapanke was thrown out trying to steal third for the third out of the inning. So Timon starts all over with a fresh count. He grounded into a fielder's choice, short to second. Timon was safe at first. In his previous at bat. Brendan Merrigan toes the rubber and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 1. That was a pretty powerful swing. I feel a breeze coming off that one, Dan.
Yeah, it was a big swing by Timon.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fly ball out into right field. Coming in is Dennis. Moving over, he makes the catch. That'll bring up Luke Erickson. Erickson flew to center field his first time up. There's the wind and the pitch. It's low for a ball. And the pitch. Chopper foul. I think it went off of Erickson after he chopped it down, and then it went out into fair territory, but it had already been foul. Strike called. Merrigan looks in, and the pitch. Fly ball out towards left field. Moving over and making the catch is Sikora. That's going to bring up Ben Boda, who got things started the last inning. Ben, of course, is our Geno's player of the day, and he's already come through for you. He scored a run, which means you get that free appetizer out at Geno's tomorrow if you mention his name. Here's the pitch. Strike called at the belt. He singled and a diving stop by Mitch Howard, but couldn't make a play. To Boda, and count now is 1-1. And the pitch. Chopper down the first base line. Picked up by Thaler. He can't find the handle on it. And Boda is safe. It's going to be an error on the first baseman.
Yeah, it had some weird spin to it. Bounced away from him.
And he couldn't find the handle. He tried to make the tag. I don't even think he held on to the ball when he tried to make the tag. But Boda's safe at first. Brings up Connor O'Reilly. O'Reilly doubled to left with an RBI and then later scored. Throw over to first, and Boda back in safely. Cav uniforms getting dirty today. Here's the pitch. It's low for a ball. And the pitch. Ground ball out to short. Throw over to second for the out. And that's the third out of the inning. O'Reilly gets credit with a fielder's choice, as Boda is out at second. So for the Cavaliers, no runs, no hits. There was one error and one left on base. We've played 3.5, and it's the Cavaliers 4 and the Sturgeons nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Let NLWN-TV and the Northern Light Webcasting Network take you out to the ballgame. Our next broadcast will be on Wednesday, June 7th, when we will bring you the Cavaliers hosting the Holman Features from Carson Park. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with the In the Dugout show at 7:05 p.m. That's live Cavalier Baseball on Wednesday, June 7th on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Cavaliers on top in this one as we head into the bottom of the fourth inning by a score of 4-0. Lucas Costley on the mound for the Cavaliers. In his 3 innings of work so far, he's got 6 strikeouts. 4 of those 6, he caught him looking, which means his ball is moving around in ways they're not expecting.
Yeah, he's got...
Ann goes, that's because it doesn't have a shadow. So leading off for the Sturgeons in the bottom of the fourth is Bobby Soren. He singled to center field his first time up. He'll be followed by Jake Esslinger and Ryan Krummenauer. There's the pitch, and that just missed inside. 1-0 is the count. Costley delivers. 2-0. And the pitch. High pop foul. Kapanke moves over and makes the catch. That'll bring up Jake Esslinger. Struck out his first time up. One down, nobody on, bottom of the fourth. Costley delivers. Pitch is high for a ball. Costley looking in, and the pitch. Line shot out into center field. Moving in as Bemnister makes the catch. 2 down. It's going to bring up Ryan Krummenauer. Krummenauer drew a walk in his last appearance. Lucas Costley at the belt. And the pitch. And it's low for a ball. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen. One ball, one strike to Ryan Kremenauer. Costley at the belt. And the 1-1 pitch. Foul back. That one off of Timon. We get a friendly wave from Cavalier manager Ryan Bemnister. One ball, two strikes to Ryan Kremenauer. Costley delivers the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike three. 3 up, 3 down for Jim Falls. Nothing across. And we've completed 4 innings, and it's the Cavaliers 4 and the Jim Falls Sturgeons nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal. The sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us, on the roads that unite us. Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to be the fuel that keeps you firing on all cylinders.
Visit either of Eau Claire's 2 locally owned Napa Auto Parts stores on Highway 93 or North Claremont Avenue.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right, as a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
So we head to the top of the 5th inning. Cavaliers on top. 4-0. Brendan Merrigan on the mound for the Sturgeons. And we start with the top of the order. Josh Garcia coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2, got on an error, and then grounded to short. That error was also by the shortstop, so I'd sure be shading him to short. That's where he hits it. Here's the pitch. Only this time he didn't. Sends it out into right field for a base hit. So Josh Garcia picks up a hit, brings up Caden Erickson. Erickson is 1 for 1 with an RBI double, scored a run. Pop up, foul territory, and out of play. Off the roof of the It went off the roof of the Sturgeon dugout and then bounced over off the roof of the picnic area attached to the concession stand. It was doing a little pinball number there. 0-1 is the count to Erickson. And the pitch. Runner goes, throw it on to second. And they couldn't quite hang on to the ball as sliding into second is Josh Garcia. Cavs being a a little aggressive on the bases. And when Garcia slid into second, he kind of buried it with that dusty sand that's out there. Garcia takes a lead, and the pitch is down low for a ball. 2 balls and a strike to Caden Erickson. There's the pitch. Strike called at the knees on the outside edge. 2-2 is the count. Merrigan at the belt. And he delivers. Inside, count goes full. And the payoff pitch, and Erickson draws his second walk of the day. Nobody out. Cavaliers have runners at first and second, and Jack Redwine steps to the plate. He's 1 for 2, hit an RBI double and scored a run his last time up. He also flew out to left.
There's a big gap between center and left. If you can get it over there.
And the first pitch is outside for a ball. Yeah, you're right. Left fielder playing pretty much down the line. Foul ball right at the plate. One ball, one strike. Merrigan delivers. Fly ball out into center field. Ranging over is Hobley, and he makes the catch. Redwine hit it pretty solidly, but put enough air under it that Hobley was able to get over there and make the play. Brings up Cooper Kapanke. He's 0 for 1. Popped out to left. Then drew a walk in his last appearance. And the first pitch is a strike at the knees. Here's the pitch. It's down low, back to the screen. Both runners advance. So Garcia's now on third, and Erickson on second. One pitch. Chop foul on the third base side. And the pitch. Foul tip back into the screen. There's the pitch. Fly ball out into left field. That one's pretty far back, but back at the fence and making the catch is Sikora. Kapanke gave it a ride. And coming in to score on that was Garcia. And Kapanke gets an RBI. Campbell Kapanke at the plate. Popped to short, grounded to a fielder's choice, but picked up an RBI when he did. Here's the pitch, a little high. And the pitch down low for a ball. 3 balls, no strikes to Campbell Kapanke. Runner at second. That's Caden Erickson. There's the pitch. That's a strike called. Campbell taking all the way. Merrigan throwing his get me over pitch. Merrigan at the belt, peeks over at second, and delivers. That's in the dirt, ball 4. That's the 5th walk given up today by Merrigan. And Xavier Bemnister at the plate. Single to right his first time up, then drew a walk. So he's 1 for 1. First pitch is inside for a ball. Here's the pitch. It's high for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes. Merrigan looks over at second and delivers. On the inside edge of the plate for a strike. 2 balls and a strike to Xavier Bemnister. And the pitch. That's inside. It's 3-1. Merrigan looks over at second and delivers. And Campbell didn't believe that was a strike call.
He was about ready to walk down to first.
And the pitch, that one's in the dirt. That loads the bases.
I don't think the Sturgeons have anybody in the bullpen either.
No, I've been glancing down there, and I haven't seen any activity. They don't have a whole lot of bodies around. Cole Timon comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2, grounded into fielder's choice, and then flew out to right. There's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Timon kind of mad at himself for missing that one, I think. Here's the wind and the 0-1 pitch. Missed outside for a ball. One ball, 1 strike. Merrigan working out of the windup now. Fly ball, center field, drifting back is Hobley at the fence, and he's got it for the 3rd out. So for the Cavaliers, in the 5th, they pick up 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, and the bases were left full. So we've completed 4.5. And it's the Cavaliers 5.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
Back here at Grudem Field, as the Cavaliers have a 5-0 lead. As we're waiting for Cole Timon to come out. And here he comes. I'll be curious to see in game 2 of this doubleheader, Dan, who the Cavaliers have behind the plate. It could be Connor O'Reilly. It also could be Cade Mueller. They've been waiting for him to come back. And he saw a fair amount of behind-the-plate action for UW-Eau Claire. All right, leading off the bottom of the 5th for the Merchants. That was a couple days ago. But for the Sturgeons, it's Mitch Howard. He's 0 for 1. Got on an error by Costley. And the pitch. Foul back into the screen.
Yeah, I don't believe the Cavaliers have anybody warming up either right now.
Where we're located, we really can't see the Cavalier bullpen, so. Costley delivers. That one missed a little high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, I don't see any reason why the Cavs would have anybody warming up yet unless Costley was starting to get a little fatigued. Oh, that just missed outside. Counts even at 2-2. And the pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. So Mitch Howard goes down swinging. It's going to bring up Pete Thaler. Last time Thaler was up, Cavaliers had the corners up and the middle part of the infield back, and he hit a line drive that Caden Erickson used every bit of his height to go up and get. Robbed him of a base hit that would have scored some runs. First pitch is a little low for a ball. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. And the pitch. Inside. 3 balls. Costley delivers, and that's right down the middle of the plate strike. Thaler taking all the way. There's the pitch. Foul back out of play. Did that almost get Cassie's car over there?
Right by the bumper and went right over the windshield.
Told her there isn't a safe place here. And the pitch. Line shot out into center field for a base hit. That's only the second hit given up by Costley. Brings up the pitcher, Brendan Merrigan. He struck out looking his last time up. And the foul back off the umpire's chest protector that time. Cole Timon immediately turned around and made sure the umpire was okay. And then kind of walked halfway out to the mound to give the umpire a little bit of time to... Oh, he's saying it went off his mask. Okay. We were talking about that while we were away for ads, about the relationship that catchers and umpires have. Doesn't matter if you're the home team or visiting team, you take care of that umpire. Swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes to Brendan Merrigan. Thaler takes a lead at first. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second time that Merrigan has struck out. Back to the top of the order, Evan Dennis, and he's gone down looking twice. It's a 9th strikeout for Lucas Costley. And the pitch. Low and inside for a ball. Costley at the belt. And he delivers. 2 balls, no strikes. Costley looking in. And a hummingbird just came by to visit as Costley fires a strike. Came by and hovered right in front of Ann. Said hello to her, and then off it went.
Now we're going to have hummingbird feeders in this broadcast booth.
Yep. We could hang them from the brackets. Foul back into the screen. Costley looking in. And he delivers. Check swing foul at the plate. Two balls, 2 strikes. Costley delivers. Foul back into the screen again. Dennis hanging tough. Two down. Pete Thaler over on first for the Sturgeons. And the pitch. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 down. Traveling time for Thaler at first. And the pitch, Thaler goes, and strike 3 called. That's the 3rd time that Evan Dennis has gone down looking. So, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We've completed 5, and it's the Cavaliers 5 and the Sturgeons nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
The Eau Claire Cavaliers would like to take veterans out to the ball game. That's right. As a thank you for your service, any veteran of the United States military can receive a lifetime pass for free admission to all Cavalier home games. Just come to Carson Park with your veteran identification, and the Cavaliers will issue you a free lifetime pass to all Cavalier home games. That's just the Cavaliers' way of saying thank you for your service.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
Back at Grudem Field in Jim Falls, Rick Olson along with Dan Petchow, Ann Monroe on the computer, Cassie Johnson-Nelson up above on the camera, and hopefully she's not withering away to nothing up there, because it's a warm, toasty one here. And
yeah, this is July weather.
It really is. I'll take it. We waited all winter for this. I'm sure not complaining. Brendan Merrigan still on the mound for the Sturgeons. We have a substitution going to happen here in fact, it'll happen this inning for the Cavaliers. Cade Mueller is going to come in and replace Connor O'Reilly as the extra hitter. But Luke Erickson, the designated hitter, comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He flew out to center field, flew out to left. It's time for him to send a fly ball to right, but this time let's hit it over that yellow line out there. Check swing strike for Luke Erickson. And a swing and a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. And it's fouled right at the plate. Merrigan delivers, and it's outside for a ball. Luke Erickson at the plate. And the pitch. Ground ball towards second through the high grass, slows it down, and they make the play. From Krummenauer over to Thaler. For 1 out. Brings up our Geno's player of the day, who's already come through for you. Get a free appetizer out of Geno's tomorrow because of Ben Boda. Singled and scored back in the 3rd inning. He also got on an error by Pete Thaler. And that pitch is a called strike over the inside edge. And a high pop-up out. Shallow center field, backing up is Krummenauer, and he makes the catch. That'll bring up Cade Mueller, who's now the extra hitter, replacing Connor O'Reilly. O'Reilly had doubled, got an RBI double and scored, and also hit into a fielder's choice. This is Mueller's first at-bat with the Cavaliers. Pitch is high. And this next one is fouled back into the screen. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cade Mueller. We're in the 6th inning. This one's scheduled for 7. And then we got a whole nother one to go after that. Ground ball over to third. High hop, throw over to first in the dirt, and it gets by Thaler. And Mueller is on safely. That's going to be an error on the third baseman with a low throw. So Mueller is on via the air, and we're back to the top of the order for the Cavaliers. Josh Garcia. Garcia's 1 for 3. Singled and scored his last at bat. And a line shot out into center field for a base hit. Mueller coming into third. And the Cavaliers have runners on the corners. Garcia at first. Mueller at third. 2 down. Caden Erickson at the plate. He's walked a couple times, but he also hit an RBI double and scored a run. Pitch is high for a ball. And the pitch. That's a strike called. Brendan Merrigan looks in and delivers. Runner goes and no throw. So Garcia's at second. Mueller at third. Erickson at the plate. Here's the wind in the pitch. High chopper to short. Throw over to first. It's in the dirt, and he beat it out. That's going to have to go in the book as an infield hit. It was that high hop that had to be fielded. He also picked up an RBI. And the pitch is low for a ball. Six to nothing, Cavaliers on top. We're in the 6th inning. Runners on the corners. Runner goes, line shot into right field. Run comes in to score. Erickson chugging into third, and Jack Redwine singles. Redwine is 2 for 4 now on the day. He's doubled, singled, picked up a couple RBIs. Erickson at third, Redwine at first, and at the plate is Cooper Kapanke. Cavs have pushed 2 across this inning. They're ahead 7 to nothing. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Cooper steps back in. Redwine takes his lead at first. And the pitch. It's outside for a ball. 1-2. Oh, check that. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. That's low. 3-1. Kapanke is 0 for 1 today. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. So Cooper's drawn his second walk of the game. And the bases are full. Caden Erickson at third, Jack Redwine at second, Cooper Kapanke at first, and Campbell Kapanke comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2, popped to short, grounded into a fielder's choice, but picked up an RBI when he did it. He's also drawn a walk. Line shot into right field. That's going to score 2. Well, no, it's only going to score 1. They held Redwine. But it's an RBI single for Campbell Kapanke. That'll bring up Xavier Bemnister. It's one of those 2-out rallies, and we're going to get a pitching change here for the Sturgeons, and we're going to get all that figured out right after this timeout as you're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. 14.
Jason, let's go see your room.
How is it? Is it good?
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
Hey, can you chop the pineapple?
Back here at Grudem Field. Bases loaded, 2 down. And the new pitcher on the mound is Mike Maurer for the Sturgeons. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for a ball. The numbers for Brendan Merrigan, he went 5 2/3, gave up 10 hits, 8 runs, 5 of which were earned, walked 6, and did not strike out anyone. Here's the pitch, check swing, grounder, and it gets through, and that's an error, and 2 runs come in to score. We're going to call that an error on the pitcher that got Bemnister to first. He does not get any RBIs on that because it would have been the 3rd out of the inning. So that's 10 runs now charged to Merrigan. That's actually pretty critical because if the Cavaliers can hold the Sturgeons in the bottom half of the inning, this game will be done. Cole Timon at the plate. First pitch missed. Don't go there, Ann. The runner goes, and no throw down to second. So Bemnister at second.
The funny part is The funny part is, I knew what you said.
Bemnister at second, Campbell Kapanke at third, and the pitch is inside to Cole Timon. Timon's 0 for 3 today. High pop up. Foul territory. Fowler moves over and makes the catch. So, for the Cavaliers, they pick up 5 runs on 4 hits. There were 2 errors by the Sturgeons and 2 left on base. So we've completed 5.5, and it's the Cavaliers 10 and the Sturgeons nothing. You're tuned to Cavalier Baseball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Ready for a better way to bank? Switch to Royal Credit Union. Royal Credit Union is a financial co-op, not a corporation, so we return earnings to our members. That means you get low or no fees for account services and better rates on deposits and loans. You'll also have all the digital tools you need at your fingertips, so managing your account is easy. Royal is ready to help you discover the credit union difference. Switch to Royal Credit Union today at rcu.org/difference. Insured by NCUA.
So we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and if the Cavaliers can hold the lead here, because they have a 10-0 lead, this game would be over. And if that's the case, please bear in mind that, as is normal with a doubleheader for us, we'll have an abbreviated version of Talkin' Baseball and just run through the numbers pretty much is all it is. And then we'll have to leave the air briefly while we reset everything and get ready for Game 2. And so you'll have to back out of YouTube and come back in, and it's not a hard thing to do. Once you see, if you give us like 4 to 5 minutes at the most, you'll come back on and you'll see Game 2 being broadcast live. So, or being broadcast. So, because this one isn't live anyway, it's same day coverage. Leading off for the Sturgeons, Austin Sikora, still looking for his first hit of the season. He struck out twice. First pitch is low. Lucas Costley on the mound, looking to finish it up, go the distance. Here's the pitch. Low and away, ball 2. Slated to pitch Game 2 is Xavier Bemnister. And the pitch. Foul back, out of play, right into the screen. 2 balls and a strike to Austin Sikora. Here's the wind and the pitch. Ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. There's the pitch. Fly ball out into left field. Ranging over and making a spectacular web gem catch is Xavier Bemnister.
Yeah, good stretcher by Bemnister.
Left his feet, went horizontal, and caught the ball. That's going to bring up Tristan Hobley. 0 for 2. Grounded to the pitcher and then hit a line shot out to first.
Here's the pitch. Called strike at the knees. You know, there's just enough of a breeze in here from our fan to make you have to make sure your papers are anchored.
Yeah, good little breeze right now.
Costley looks in and delivers. Strike called at the knees. One down. We're in the bottom of the sixth. Cavs on top, 10-0. Here's the pitch. Oh, that was close. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was his curveball, and it looked to me like it almost broke over. Timon tried to frame it. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball, fair. No, foul ball. Just went foul before it got to the bag. That was one of those that looked like it was going to find its way to bump into the bag.
Yeah, it went quite a ways.
Hobley at the plate. Here's the pitch. High pop-up. Foul territory. Timon coming over by the fence, and it's out of play. Off the bleachers that are just down in front of us. Was kind of aiming for Kirk, the statistician. Here's the pitch. That missed. Count goes full. To Tristan Hobley. 1 down. Costley delivers. Swing and a miss. 2 away. It's all up to Bobby Saran. He's 1 for 2. Single to center his first time up. Then hit a foul out to Cooper Kapanke over along the first base side. Right over by the fence. And a ground ball to short. Fielded there by Boda. Long throw, and they got him! Nice play by Ben Boda to secure the win as Lucas Costley goes the distance and shuts out the Jim Falls Sturgeons by the score of 10-0. And we'll be back with an abbreviated version of Talkin' Baseball right after this timeout. And you're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
You've been watching NLWN-TV's presentation of Eau Claire Cavalier Baseball live on the Northern Light Webcasting Network. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Talkin' Baseball with a look back at today's game. Time now for Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game, presented by Mama Squirrels Cleaning and more. And now, back out to the ballpark.
Okay, we're back here at Grudem Field, and we finished game 1 of our doubleheader. Cavaliers come out on top in this one 10-0 on a beautiful pitching exhibition by Lucas Costley. And Lucas went 6 innings, gave up no runs. He only allowed 2 hits and struck out 10. So he was the winning pitcher. Losing pitcher was Brendan Merrigan. And we will have Game 2 coming your way right after we leave the air and get things reset. And we'll be all ready to do that right here on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
To get your lawn or garden to perform at attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
You have been tuned to Talkin' Baseball with a wrap-up of today's Eau Claire Cavalier baseball game presented by Mama Squirrel's Cleaning and more. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV will now have to leave the air briefly so we can reset our equipment to bring you Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Please close out of our channel on YouTube and come back in a few moments when you see that Game 2 is available. This is the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.